Write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. So you visualize yourself like...
Today's video was inspired by Jim Carrey's story of how he was able to manifest $10 million using this one technique called visualization. So if you're someone who wants to learn how to visualize so you can manifest anything you want, then this video is for you. Make sure you stay till the end, because at the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you 5 simple steps on what you can do to visualize correctly. Because once you learn how to visualize correctly, you become a magnet to attract all the good you desire. Welcome to my channel. My name is Amy Lin, and I share about all things around manifestation and mindset. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, because we share about content that will be able to help you to manifest more wealth and abundance with ease. So what is visualization? Visualization is the technique of using your imagination to bring what you desire into the physical world. And here are some misconceptions when it comes down to visualization. First of all, everybody visualizes, okay? The question is just, what are you visualizing? Because a lot of people, they're using their imagination in a negative way. They're using their imagination to think about the worst case scenario. I don't know if you can relate to this, right? Are you someone who always think about, oh, if this doesn't work out and that's the worst case scenario, start worrying about what things might go wrong? That's the wrong way of using your imagination. You see, this process of creative visualization is a very active process with intention to actually give your mind of the images of what you would like to see instead of what you don't want to see. So now let's talk about who are some of the people that you might have heard of besides Jim Carrey that have also used visualization to manifest what they want. So one of the persons from personal development, maybe you have heard about him, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins actually shared this technique of visualizing, bringing in the images of what you want to manifest into your life. Also, athletes do it all the time. So athletes such as Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, just to name a few, before they would go on a game, they actually close their mind and visualize the outcome that they want. Third, someone who is also very well known in the personal development industry is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you actually heard about Dr. Joe's story. He actually got into a car accident which broke his spine. And the doctor told him that he wasn't gonna be able to walk for the rest of his life. Given that he was in the hospital, he had a lot of time to be able to go within, and that's what he did. He would see himself rebuilding his spine back up together. And within 6 weeks, he walked out of the hospital. So these are some of the people that you might know that also use visualization as a way to help them to manifest their desires. I know what some of you might be thinking, that maybe it's just luck or maybe it's just them. And that's why I want to share with you these 2 scientific studies that they've done to showcase the power of visualization. So one of the study is the piano theory study. So what they did was that they had 2 groups of piano students. One of the groups, they had them to actually practice daily on how to play the piano. The other group, they did not let them to touch the piano physically. They only had them to practice the piano, playing the piano in their mind. And what the study found was in their brain scan that they actually had the same improvements for the people that actually play piano, also the people that never play piano and only play in their mind. The second study is similar. This is a basketball study where they had 3 groups of people to play basketball. This first group of basketball players, they had them to actually go out and practice shooting the ball. The second group, they did not let them to play shooting the ball. They only let them visualize shooting the ball in their mind. And then the last group, they didn't do anything at all. So what the study have found was that the group that they didn't do anything, of course, they didn't improve at all. And the group that actually visualized had 23% improvement. It's very similar to the group that actually played. So I think the group that actually went out and practiced basketball, I think they were able to go up to 25% improvement. So it was very close to the people who only visualized but did not go out and practice. So what does this scientific studies show us? It shows us that our mind cannot tell the difference of what's real and what's imagined. And you see, this is the power of our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is the emotional mind, and it cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. I use this example all the time. So imagine right now I'm holding a yellow lemon, okay? The yellow juicy lemon, okay? So I want you to imagine it in my hand that you are holding one, and I want you to imagine cutting in the middle of the lemon and then opening it and then squeezing it in your mouth. I bet you, I cannot see you, but I bet you probably, your face is like the sour feeling because of the texture in your mouth, right? How does that work? This is how the mind works. You see, so that's a very simple example to showcase that the mind cannot tell what's imagined and what's real. Now, let's talk about the 5 steps of how to visualize correctly. Step 1. Make sure that you're in a very relaxed state. You see, there are different levels of your brain waves, and the brain wave which is called the alpha brain wave is at a brain wave where you're able to be more receptive of the outside suggestions. So that's exactly what we're doing. Okay? So make sure you can visualize either laying down or sitting straight. Okay? So that will actually help with being in the alpha state. Step 2, make sure you have clear mental images of what you would like to see. So, in the example of Jim Carrey's story, he mentioned that he had a check, right? A physical check that he wrote out. On the check, it says for services rendered of $10 million. So he would carry around and he would see it. Okay? So that's actually the easiest way of being able to have a clear mental picture, okay? So when you are starting out to visualize, in the beginning, you're not gonna have good, clear mental pictures. The pictures might be blurry. It's totally normal. Do not give up because you have not exercised your imagination in that way for a long time, okay? So do not become discouraged. This is why things like vision boards will help, because vision boards are visuals that of including what you want, right? And something that you can start practicing your visualization is holding one image on the screen of your mind for 1 minute. Look at it for 1 minute, and then you want to close your eyes and then try to bring up the image in your mind for 1 minute. Okay? So do this consistently to practice. I guarantee you the images will become more and more clear. Okay? So going back to step 2, so make sure it's a clear mental picture. The more clear the images are, the more clear the signals that you're sending to your subconscious mind. Okay, so your subconscious mind is just waiting for your instruction. Okay? So the more clear images that you give it, the more clear signal you're sending out, and therefore, through the law of attraction, your subconscious mind will be able to bring you the exact same image or the replica of what you sent out. Okay? So that's why it's so important to have clear mental images. See the images of what you want. Okay? It could be the house you want. It could even be the money in your bank account. Okay? So this is something I have my clients do, which is to Photoshop the income, the balance that you want to see in your bank account. Okay? So this will help you to create that clear mental picture. Now, step 3, which is the most important part, okay? Make sure you tap into the emotions, okay? Because remember I said earlier, your subconscious mind is the emotional mind, okay? And energy and emotion is energy in motion. So the more emotions that you can start activating behind your visualization, the broader you're sending out, broadcasting to the universe of what you want, okay? So, and also, in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talked about how unemotional images or thoughts, okay, do not influence the subconscious mind. Why? Because your subconscious mind is the emotional mind. That's why it's so important for you to start understanding how your mind works, okay? So when you are seeing the image of what you want, maybe it's the partner that you want, maybe it's the money, maybe it's a car, you want to just tap into the feeling and just like, how would I feel when I'm already in your vision? How would you feel if your desire were true? Okay, how would you feel? Okay, in general, a lot of people would feel grateful, right? Probably people will feel happy. Sometimes when you visualize, you'll feel tears. You'll feel emotional and you'll have tears. It's very common because it's you see, that's good. That's a way of activating the emotion. Okay, so you can ask yourself, so how would I feel when I achieve this certain goal, this desire? Step 4. As you are working on bringing the clarity around the image, step 4 is more advanced, is a more of an in-depth step. Okay? It adds on to the previous step. So step 4 is try to engage your 5 senses. Okay? So for example, when you are seeing your soulmate, so how does that feel when you actually manifest your soulmate? Right? Where are you? What do you hear? What do you see? Maybe you'll see the love of your life. What do you hear? Maybe you guys are on the beach, on vacation, right? Engage the 5 senses. How would you see, hear, smell, taste, touch? Anything you want, make sure you add the 5 senses to it, okay? The more in depth and the more colorful it is, the more visual that you're influencing the subconscious mind. Now, those are the 4 steps. The 5th step, they're all very important, right? But the 5th step, once you get yourself into the visualization state, once you see it, once you feel it, okay, know that once you open your eyes, okay, this is very important to note. Once you open your eyes, your physical world, what you're seeing, might not change immediately, okay? So do not worry and do not have any expectations. You see, expectations have this underlying message around attachment, right? And attachment is resistance, okay? So when you open your eyes, when you're done with visualizing, just let that image go and know that your subconscious mind has received this message. And know that universe will bring either the exact image or the replica of the image. That is very, very important. Okay? So that's why it's good for you to develop a visualization habit. Okay? That's actually one of my habits that I do every single day. One of my 5 successful habits that I do in the morning. I did a video on that if you can check that out. So make sure you can incorporate visualization into your daily routine, okay? The more you do it, and it doesn't have to be long. It could just be 5 minutes, 10 minutes during the day to kind of help you to create that clarity and give it to your subconscious mind. Visualization is truly such a powerful manifestation tool that once you learn how to visualize correctly, you will be able to manifest and attract anything that you want into your life. Just like the quote by Albert Einstein, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. What you're doing when you're visualizing is you're actually giving instructions to your subconscious mind of what you want rather than what you don't want. So then the power of the subconscious mind can go in to do its work, and using the law of attraction, you will be able to attract to you the exact image or the replica of it into your life. And I have so many stories, and also including my clients, of how we use visualization as a tool. As a matter of fact, visualization is one of my daily habits that I do on a daily basis. If you have not catched the video, make sure you watch the video on how I share about what I visualize in order to set me up for success. I would love to hear from you. Do you have a visualization practice? And also give the visualization practice a try and let me know how it goes and let me know if I have any questions. With that, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.